Hey, happy Friday to you. I am coming to you live from the island of Jamaica. No, April Fool. I'm really in Hawaii. Gotcha on that one. All right, April Fool. Really, in actuality, I'm back at the Friday Funnies headquarters. On my favorite day of the year, April 1st. Today is April Fool's Day, and we all have a God-given right to pull pranks on anyone and everyone today. Today, you can call up the zoo and ask to speak to Mr. Fox, or you can put sugar in the salt shaker, or you can even try to convince the public that we're not in a war, even though we're launching million-dollar missiles at some guy who can't decide how to spell his last name. Is it Gaddafi with a G? Is it Gaddafi with a Q? And why is the guy a colonel? If I was the dictator of an entire country, I think I'd make myself a little bit higher than a colonel. But I digress. Today is April Fool's Day. Let me celebrate by offering you some lovely salted nuts. I bet you didn't see that coming. And let me give you this week's nuttiest news stories. In Houston, Texas, a deaf man is accused of biting off the ear of another deaf man. I'll give you a moment to let the irony sink in on that. Devon Stewart was visiting his deaf friend when they got into an argument. So, two deaf guys arguing. I'm imagining there were fingers flying all over the place. Well, the friend tried to calm down his inebriated guest by pouring a bottle of malt liquor on him. Well, as you can imagine, this is like pouring gasoline on an oil fire, and the two men got into a tussle. This is when Stewart bit off his friend's ear. Ouch! Now, the injury obviously didn't affect the man's hearing, but he did say that he's going to have to find a new place to wear his earring. Lakeisha Evans of Waco, Texas, decided to open a restaurant featuring cheap hamburgers. And since the names McDonald's and Burger King were already taken, Lakeisha decided to name her restaurant Fat Ho Burger. That's right, I guess the food is okay, but it's the name that's drawing people in. Think about it, who wouldn't like to go into a restaurant and say, I want a fat ho to go? And don't forget the booty fries and a strawberry shake it if you got it. In rural Mississippi, Jerry Blasingame and Terry Tennant got themselves into a shootout over the bathroom habits of Jerry's dog. Apparently, Jerry's dog pooped on Terry's property, and he went over to his neighbor to complain. Well, the two men got into a big argument and agreed to meet each other out by the levee for a shootout. Did I mention that this was rural Mississippi? So anyhow, these two bubbas showed up at the levee with their guns, started shooting. Fortunately, they only wounded each other. But the best part about this story comes from the words of the chief deputy sheriff, who said, if a dog does that in your yard, call the law. Don't take it into your own hands. And I think that's very true. No matter whose dog it is, never take it into your own hands. Use, please, a plastic bag. I mean, look at this. I almost stepped in this outside, so don't ever do that. The new Oxford English Dictionary is a bastion of official English words, and in this year's edition they have made some new entries. They've added some words that really aren't even words, they're texting shortcuts. LOL, OMG, and BFF have been added to the dictionary. Now, to make room for these additions, unfortunately, the dictionary had to delete the words gullible, credulous, and duped. April Fool. Hey, thanks for watching. You want to play a trick on your friends? Send these funnies to them. Boy, they'll get a good kick out of it. Or maybe not. Either way, it's April Fool's. Have a great weekend. See you next week. Same Funnies time, same Funnies channel.